What do you figure that was all about? The hair, and those arms, and look at the Chaos Emeralds.
So, is this what you usually look like?
Yeah, this is the real me. Pretty cool, huh? Huh? Where'd you go?
Whoa.
Looks good, don't it? That there chocolate chip cream sundae supreme is the pride of the city. The whole world can come tumbling down, but they'll still line up for a taste.
Hey! What about your memories?
Chocolate chip sundae supreme.
You said it. Enjoy it, kiddo. Satisfaction guaranteed. If you don't love it, you get your money back.
Hey!
Oh, I love it. Wow, this chip whatever stuff is great.
If you say so. How about you give me a hand and help look for somebody who knows you, Chip?
Chip?
Gotta call you something, don't I? What do you think?
Yeah, Chip. Chip. I love it. Yum.
Now what do you say we start asking around and see if anybody here knows you?
Okay.
And thus our new friend is named Chip. Hey guys, and welcome back to my Let's Play of the PlayStation 2 version of Sonic Unleashed. We've arrived in our first hub world and I have no idea how you pronounce the name of this place. I call it Apotos. I think it's supposed to be pronounced as Apotos, but I really don't know. And I'm not going to bother reading all of this out because there's a lot of villagers to talk to. Not as many as the HD version, so here's another major difference. You don't explore the hub worlds in this version. They are simply menus. And then you talk to just these still images that occasionally change and are sometimes backwards in the emotions, as we will be seeing later on in the game, where it's that they're gasping at the very calm line, and then they look very calm at the line they should be gasping on. Alexis, I swear, isn't that Alexis? That's a girl's name, isn't it? I don't know, I've never known of a guy called Alexis, but I don't know. Cafe Terrace, there's never anybody here during the day. There never is, only during the night. No one's around. Let's head back, Sonic. So all you do is you just go to every single possible area. I mean, they are... The image is a recreation of the HD version's hub worlds. I'll give it that. I love this guy. Never seen you mugs around here before. Are you travelers? Huh? Do I know this little fella? Nah, can't say I do. Don't think we've met before. Me neither. I don't know what sort of accent I was giving Lambros there. Some of them have normal names. We have Eric. Then we have this place. And we have the village elder Gregorius. Now, somebody explain this to me. What brings you here? Do I know this fine young gentleman? Scholar that I am? I must admit, I do not. My thoughts are filled with the shrine. What is the shrine? It is a sacred place, famous among travellers. Since the Great Tremor, all manner of strange incidents have occurred. We have fewer tourists, and I fear our town may come to... Probably the reason you've had fewer tourists is because the earthquake occurred probably less than an hour ago. Seriously, it just happened. How can tourism be down when it literally just happened? They're probably scared and still in their houses. That's all it is. They say this a few times, by the way. I mean, at least in later hub worlds, I guess it kind of makes sense, but that makes no sense here. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we can go to the Sacred Shrine now, but we just want to go back to Lambros a second. So we've been collecting a few items in the last level. There's soundtracks, cutscenes, documents, and concept art. In order to get the soundtracks for the villages, you need to speak to a specific character. One in the day, one in the night. Sometimes it's the same character, usually it's different. And that's how you get the soundtracks for the villages. And now we can access the Sacred Shrine, otherwise known as the Gaia Gate. They have two names. This game is equivalent to the entrance stage parts of the hub worlds, and the only bit of the hub world that is fully explorable. It also has some wonderful music. I love the theme here. Oop. There's something I forgot to tell you. Well, this is so convenient. I came across this when I was walking, so I picked it up. It looks like some kind of medal with a symbol of a blazing sun on it. I really like it myself, but it might be of use, so I want you to have it. Okay, so this is our, basically our plot MacGuffin. Sort of, besides the Chaos Emeralds. Obtain the first continent Sun tablet. You don't collect Sun and Moon medals to gain access to stages here. They are simply awarded like emblems, and they allow you to, well, we'll be seeing it in a second, they give you more doors to unlock in the Gaia Gates that are completely optional. Instead, you talk to villagers and they give you Sun and Moon tablets to open the Sun and Moon doors. That is all you need to do. Once you've completed all of the day stages, you'll get half a planet tablet. It'll have a red jewel in it. Complete the night stages, you'll get the other half with a blue jewel. You speak to a villager, they'll put it together, and then you can go to the boss gate, which is what the so you'll have the planet tablet, you go to the boss gate, and that's it. You don't need to collect any medals, which is wonderful because that's one thing I really hate doing in the HD version. So welcome to the Gaia Gate. This is the only one we'll be exploring as Sonic because all the others are dark. So on the side of each Gaia Gate you'll have 3 or 4 doors that you can only access with a certain amount of Sun and Moon medals. Medals are awarded backwards. So when you complete day stages you get Moon medals, when you complete night stages you get Sun medals. It makes no sense to me. And this is the first door you can open. We need 14 Sun medals and 14 Moon medals. What makes even less sense is that while you still get Moon medals for completing day stages, you still need the Sun tablet to access the Sun door, which leads to the day stages. So why is it that you need the Sun tablet to get the Moon medals? I don't get it. Can't do anything in this room yet. We'll be seeing what it does later on.
This room's not like the others, huh?
We'll get to this.
Mysterious.
To still control Sonic here, he doesn't get any boost in this. He will when you go in through the other doors, but it's because you don't actually get any rings in these areas. You don't get a drift bonus, even though you can drift. So Chip will keep telling us about this. Again, I love this music. It's so relaxing. You don't hear it in the HD version. It plays, like the beginning of the tune plays in one cutscene. That is it, and there's no way of unlocking it in the game. It is the only track that is exclusive, essentially, to this version of the game. That's about it. Unless you count the Pickle Lab, but I don't count that as music. So now we can gain access to our first true day stage. I simply put, guys, this is where the recording curse kicked in. So I've been doing a 100% playthrough of this. It was nearly complete by the time I started this. It was hence the first profile. And I was trying to see if it was possible to get every single item and get the S ranks in all of the levels at the same time, and it is. I did this stage on my first try. Every item S rank. Welcome to attempt number 6 or something like that. The recording curse strikes early. Yeah, so this is our first proper stage. It's confusing. Each village and each stage have a different name, but it decides to display them both in this version, which makes it extra confusing. So the hub world is called Apotos, or Apotos. And the stage is called Windmill Isle. And I think for some of them, the Japanese version has a different name as well. I want to say it was White Island or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. But this is where we get a proper feel for the game. And well, the first thing I want to mention is that this version has the spin dash, but only at the beginning of the stage. So right as it says go, if you hit circle, Sonic can perform a spin dash. If you do it too late, he will fall over. If you do, and you just wasted more time. If you do it slightly too late, Sonic will do the spin dash, but then nothing else happens. But if you do it at the right time and use the spin dash, and you get a bar added to your, and you fill up a bar in your boost gauge, which I really like. So it's something that's exclusive to this version. I don't know why it's here. It's the only time you can do it. You can't do any other spin dash at any point in the game. It's just something that exists at the beginning, and I don't think the game or the instruction manual ever tells you about it. It was years later I was like, how are people doing this? I started watching it on YouTube and like, how are people doing this? How do I do this? I mean, it could be wrong. It was only recently that it was only like a week ago that I found out, oh, you can, it does tell you can play the game at 60 Hertz. In the PAL version. So this is the one I kept missing. I'd recommend just jumping over that and then picking up the item. That's how I kept failing, because a lot of these S ranks, even without going for the items, can be pretty strict. Like when I was doing the practice run, one level, Arid Sands, it took me over an hour to do. Because not only if you, it's probably the strictest S rank in all of the day stages. Also trying to get all of the items, and in that level, they really go against you trying to get the S rank in it. It's very close. It took me about over an hour, I think, to do it. So here we have a quick step area. This time we have the Interceptor following us. HD version is simply, it shoots lasers and you're avoiding bombs, and if you get too close it'll try and smack you. Here it just charges at you with these, whatever they are, but it's arms, and we can actually destroy it. So first you just quick step out of the way unless it decides to go for the sides, in which case you don't have to do anything. Unless that happens, in which case the quick step doesn't send you far enough. Go over the dash ramp, and now you can boost into the back of it. Gotta hit it 5 times, but it's not possible to do all 5 right now. You can only do 2. We see it here, but we're seeing it like one more time in one of the later missions. And then, but truly, we're not going to be seeing this thing again until Eggman Land. As somebody did point out in the comments of the first part, this game is really dark. It's because this is the PS2 version, and because it's a watered down port of the Wii version, I guess. This game is dark. The day stages are quite dark, the cutscenes are really dark, the werehog. Do not be surprised if you're playing the PS2 version that you have to find yourself adjusting the lighting on your TV. I will have to, because the werehog is so dark. I will try and see if I can improve the lighting. I've already recorded like the first 4 parts, so I'll try and do it in the edit for then, and then see if I can do it just for the recording. But it is really dark. So I have to see what I can do, because I don't want it to affect the day stages too badly. You may have also noticed there was a bit of lag at the end of the cutscene at the start and in the opening. I don't know what's causing that. It was happening in LEGO Star Wars as well, when I was recording the 1 and 2. And I don't really know what to do about that, because I thought it was something to do with how I was recording at 60 FPS for a 50 Hz game. But it was happening on this as well. It might have something to do with how I've connected with the HDMI upscaler. I honestly don't know what to do about it. Because if I have to make adjustments to it to record off the older consoles, otherwise the sound is off. It plays slower. In order to get it at normal, the only way I could fix it was to record at MP4 instead of the TS file. But the MP4 doesn't come out properly on my main editor, so I still have to essentially export the video twice. But when I'm recording at MP4, the whole pod capture really lags. And for the most part that doesn't show in the video, but every now and then it struggles to catch up. So it's after the main day stage you have a bunch of missions. Apotos only has 1 and I fail it spectacularly by missing all the rings. Collect 100 rings. Most of these missions are the same as like what you had to do with Sonic and the Secret Rings. I guess because it's a Wii game, they thought they could just copy that. I don't know why I want to pay homage to that of all games, but this is a good game. And most of the ring missions don't have any item boxes in them. A few do, and a few do require you to skip certain rings in order to get up to the item, but usually they're at the start. So I'll try and see if I can do anything about the lag, but I'm not sure if I can, because it does cause the sound to become... the sound to lose sync with the video. Only very slightly, but any of you who are keen hearing may notice it in the last part of these first 4. Alright, we've collected our first half of the planet tablets. So next up we're going to be introduced to the werehog. So I will see you guys then.